Well, there we have it. Dmitry Bivol, the new undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world. Interesting, Artur Beterbiev said he didn't even want the second fight, not surprisingly. But look, the first fight was so close and so good. We didn't think it was possible that it could be as close again. But, Carl, it lived up to expectation?
I thought it was going to be a close fight, but that was razor tight. I actually scored the fight a draw at the end. Couldn't split them myself, but it's one of them ones. If it goes around either side, then you can't really complain. But I mean, credit to both guys. You listen to how they speak and how respectful they are of each other, and no one's complaining, no one's throwing their hands up in the air and crying robbery. They've accepted it for what it is, and they'll do number 3 now, and I think we're all excited about that.
Well, you say no one's crying, but you also didn't want to talk about the scorecard there, didn't Artur Beterbiev? Could he question perhaps one of the judges? Do you think underneath there is a slight annoyance?
Do you know what? I know you said they didn't question the scorecard, but I don't know if you've seen that then. She was talking. You saw Beterbiev go over to Bivol, wave his hand as if to say 1-1. It looked like Bivol went to shake hand. There was no handshake. He just got out the ring, so it's pretty clear there's a little bit of tension, well, a lot of tension still between them, so I think there's a great chance we'll see the third fight. Listen, I don't think you can argue with the scores. Like I say, it was another very close fight. I actually had it by Beterbiev by 1. The two lads here had it even. It was that close. You could have argued a round either way. Bivol got the win, no complaints, but it was a very closely fought contest.
Yeah, I'm not sure who was more relieved there, Eddie Hearn or Dmitry Bivol, to be perfectly honest. I think we can hear from Eddie Hearn right now. Oh, no, we can't hear from Eddie Hearn right now. He's busy celebrating with Dmitry Bivol. But for Eddie Hearn there, incredibly relieved about that. Look at the reaction from everybody in the arena. Again, no one was too sure, was it, which way it was going to go?
No, no one was too sure. I mean, it was a fight that could have gone either way. Like Ant said, he had it around to Beterbiev. I had it around to Bivol, and then Carl had it even. So whichever way it went would have been, wherever it would have been fair. And I think if these guys fought 10 times, it'd be 5-5.
Yeah, they're all yeah.
They're that. It's just such a high-level fight. They're that much equal to each other. Neither of them are clearly better than the other. They're just so good, and it's whoever gets the game plan off, better than that.
And His Excellency, obviously in the ring there, putting up 3 fingers, saying the trilogy, the trilogy.
I think that's what we want to see. I mean, when you have two amazing fighters, one becomes undisputed, then he loses his next fight for the other one to become undisputed. Both fights equally as close, equally as good. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it, for number 3? We'll have to see it.
Bivol has said all week, I just need to be better. That's all he said when people have asked, how are you going to do this? What are you going to do? And he said, I need to be more confident. I need to punch more. I need to do X, Y, and Z, just more. Did he do that tonight?
Do you know what? He certainly started better this time. He started better. I thought Beterbiev won 2 of the 3 championship rounds again. I thought it was just that tight. I thought there was a point in the middle of the fight. It was going to get overawed where I thought he was in a little bit of trouble there. I think Beterbiev's just going to pull away, and we started questioning. I know Carl said it during the fight. Is he injured? He's not letting his right hand go. Is it his legs? It's that. But whatever it was, he got a second wind, and then he got himself right back into the fight, which earned in the decision on the scorecards.
Yeah, Denzel, you actually thought perhaps that was actually a strategy, which is a little risky.
Yeah, it was very risky. I thought he'd done so much. He put so much effort into the first 3 rounds. He needed that breather going into the next couple of rounds. And then Beterbiev put the pressure on for the next 3 rounds. And it was like, OK, just get your breath back. And everyone thought, is his right hand hurt? He hasn't thrown it. He's not doing this. What's going on? But I think he was just buying time. And then he got his second win. And then you saw him switch the tempo again as Beterbiev got tired and slowed down. And he just picked up the pace. Beterbiev clawed it back, but it was close. It was back and forth. From the 7th onwards, it was so hard to split them. I
think now you might be right. He was just conserving a bit of energy for later down the stretch. But it was really weird because he was still throwing the jab, but he never let the right hand go for about 3 rounds. So that's why we're a little bit concerned about that. And the issue of what's going on in the legs, that's an old Eastern Bloc thing. All the amateurs used to do it. So in between the rounds, round 1's over, you sit down your stool and there's someone rubbing your leg. So I wasn't really concerned about that happening, but I did have a genuine concern about his hand. But I think Denzel got it right. He was just having a couple of rounds off. Oh,
that's interesting to know. So from Beterbiev's perspective, I mean, did anything go particularly wrong on his part? Was just Bivol just better?
Bivol was better. I thought Beterbiev was going to be a bit more aggressive. Certainly started a bit slower this time, and Bivol, the first 3 rounds anyway, he was very, very good. Yeah, maybe a little bit more aggression, but as you know, he's not the youngest guy in the world anymore. And when you're having back-to-back hard fights, like it's harder to be more aggressive and have more of an output. So it's a difficult thing to do, especially when you're fighting someone like Bivol. But I just thought I was going to see a bit more aggression from him from the start.
Would you agree with that? More aggression needed, Denzel?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't think he could have been more aggressive. I think because he let the first 3 rounds go, he tried so hard to claw back into the fight. He blew himself out a little bit and it was like, oh, nah, I'm tired. And then Bivol got his second win, and it was hard to match that work rate. It was a very high-paced fight. And like Carson, he's 40. He's not a spring chicken no more. So he is getting on, and it's hard to maintain that, even though he is fit, he is physically well, he's conditioned well. But it's just hard to maintain that. He could have been a bit more aggressive, but was he able to? We don't know. Probably not.
Well, it's one apiece if we do go into a trilogy. Sort of who has the advantage going into the last fight?
In my view, I thought I picked Beterbiev first fight, Beterbiev second fight. I thought he just won both fights. If it was a third fight, I'm going to pick Bivol. I thought, when you're just asking the boys then...
Third time lucky.
Third time lucky. I'm going to say Bivol, and I think this time he might win it a little bit clearer. I thought Beterbiev tonight, he couldn't keep the sustained attacks in. He is getting a little bit older, and it was still an unbelievable effort. Like I said, I thought he just nicked it by one. Some others did out there. Some had just had Bivol, some had it even. But he is getting older again, and that was another demanding fight. And, you know, father time waits for no one. So I think, listen, I think it'll be another great fight, but I think we'll get a clearer winner the next time, and I think that'll be Bivol.
It was a relatively short turnaround time from the first to the second fight here, or it felt like that for fight fans, for us. I think it's about 100 and some days. It sounds like there might be a longer wait. Bivol was sort of saying, I need a rest, I've got some injuries. So do we expect it to be sort of a real period of time where we let both fighters fully recover before we put them back in the ring?
Possibly. I think we could get it at the end of the year.
They deserve it. They deserve a rest.
Yeah, they deserve it. Yeah. But then I think that it had to be a quick turnaround because of the belts. To keep it an undisputed fight. If they waited any longer, one of the governing bodies might have wanted to implement their mandatory fighters, and then they might lose one of the belts, so it wouldn't be undisputed no more. But I don't think the next one will be for undisputed, but that one's just simply for pride and ego, just who better, me or you. Yeah.